Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. The final showdown in the championship battle is here. Welcome to beautiful Salzburgring, the most amazing Austrian track. At last, I believe it, very close to the place where the most famous music composer of all time, Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart, was born. Yes, we are close to Salzburg, and we are going to see a great battle between two guys for the championship title in the final of the second season of the FIA Formula 4 Central European Zone Championship. Let's follow me closely on the grid. On my left-hand side, it's a car number 31, and this guy is a yesterday's winner and the poleman, Kirill Kutskov, racing under his license from Kyrgyzstan. We have just 3 minutes to start of the formation lap, and he still keeps his championship chances alive. He still has a chance to win the championship title after yesterday's victory. He has 226 points, which means there is a gap of 42 points between Kirill Kutskov, yesterday's winner, and this guy on my right-hand side, the car number 25 from Jensen Motorsport. This is our championship leader, the young local hero, the young Austrian, the son of Formula 1 legend and the Le Mans 24-hour winner, Alex Wurz. This guy is Oscar Wurz, and he is the championship leader with 268 points to his name after yesterday's race. Yesterday, Oscar finished on P2, and what a great race it was. We just saw so many overtaking maneuvers during the race. We saw great on-track action between Kirill, between Oscar, and also between this guy with number 144. It is Max Karhan, starting from P3. Yesterday, also in the first race, he finished on P3, which means he is no longer championship contender. But anyway, he still has a chance to finish on P2 in the championship. He has a 209 points after yesterday's race number 1. So also very, very good job by the Czech hero Max Karhan, who won actually 2 races in Brno. So it was quite a weekend for a Czech racer at the beginning of September during the Masaryk racing days. So these two drivers are our top 3 drivers for the whole season, and I believe we're gonna see a great showdown today. As I said, the second race of the weekend is just ahead of us in a, let's say, 1.5 minutes. It will be the start of the formation lap, and I believe we're gonna see great action, just as yesterday. So right now we have 1 minute to start of the formation laps. I can hear, and you can hear it also, the engines are running, and we are ready to go racing. See you in a few moments. So one more time, hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, welcome race fans from all over the world. This is Salzburgring. My name is CEZ Schlegel, and we are going to watch the second race of the weekend of the FIA Formula 4 Central European Zone Championship here on this beautiful Austrian track hidden between the Alpine hills. And what a race it will be. As I said on the grid, we are going to watch the fight for the championship title between our poleman Kirill Kutskov, one more time starting from the pole position, and next to him it is Oscar Wurz, the local Austrian home hero, young Austrian pilot, son of Alex Wurz, the Formula 1 driver and also the winner of Le Mans 24 Hours with Peugeot. And I can see we are ready to start the race. I can see the marshal with a green flag, so let's go racing. 5 red lights, let's wait for them, and the lights are out and we are racing for the second time here at Salzburgring. And it was a bad start. It was a bad start for Oscar Wurz. I believe it is Oscar Wurz who dropped back. Oh my god, this is a nightmare start for the young Austrian. This is very, very bad situation for Oscar Wurz, and I believe we can see Kirill Kutskov in the lead of the race, and behind him it should be the Czech driver Max Karhan. But what happened to Oscar Wurz on his home soil? Very, very bad start to the race for the championship leader. And of course this is a nightmare start for the young local hero, who is very, very last at the moment. Here he is. So it's the last place for Oscar Wurz, the championship leader. He's on P7, even behind Michalina Sabaj, the Polish female driver, on P6. So this is a nightmare scenario for Austrian Jenser team, Jenser Motorsport driver, who drops back, and he is very last on P7. Meanwhile, Kirill Kutskov, very good start by young driver from Mafia Racing, and Kirill Kutskov is in the lead again, and he couldn't hope for more actually. He needs to win this race. He needs to make the gap between him and Oscar Wurz smaller to have a chance to fight for the title in the last race today afternoon. So this is amazing situation for Kirill Kutskov, who is leading the way into another lap. Back in the first chicane, we can see Kirill Kutskov leading the way ahead of the Czech driver Max Karhan. So 2 cars of 2 Swiss teams on P1 and P2. Kirill Kutskov racing for Mafia Racing and Max Karhan racing for Jenser Motorsport. Look at this battle here. This should be for P3, I believe. And this should be the battle between Simon Schranz and Nathanael Verebi. Oh, look at this. That's the place where we saw a plenty of overtaking maneuvers also yesterday in the first race. And we have almost 3 wide here. What a battle. And also look at Max Karhan. He was trying to overtake Kirill Kutskov for P1. But firstly, look at this battle between Schranz, Verebi and also František Němec, the Czech driver. But this is the fight for the first place here. And Max Karhan is trying to find his way ahead of Kirill Kutskov. So far it is still Kirill Kutskov in the lead, but great job by Max Karhan during the second lap of the race. Here we are again on the main straight. And look at Max Karhan, how close he is behind Kirill Kutskov. He will have a chance to attack again, but I hope he's not trying to do it in the first chicane, because the first chicane is just too narrow for overtaking here on Salzburgring. And look at this battle. And yeah, it's Oscar Wurz. Oscar Wurz back in the mix, and Oscar Wurz is gaining positions again. He already overtook, I guess, Michalina Sabaj and also František Němec. So it should be Oscar Wurz on P5, and now it should be P4 for Oscar Wurz. So he is getting his lost positions back. But what happened there on the start? It was a big, big mistake done by the Austrian driver. Also, his brother, Formula 3 driver Charlie Wurz, is here on Salzburgring on site to support Oscar. So 2 racing brothers are supporting each other. Charlie Wurz, as I said, he's already in Formula 3. And That's the next target also for Oscar Wurz. There are actually several opportunities for these drivers where to go next from the Formula 4 Central European Zone Championship. It's also possible, for example, to go to the Italian F4 or into German F4 to gain more experience. But look at the battle here. That's Oscar Wurz. A huge lockup by Oscar Wurz as he go off the track. Oh my God, another mistake by Oscar Wurz. He went off into the gravel zone and he destroyed his tires. It was a huge lockup by Oscar Wurz, and of course we can feel his frustration. We can feel his frustration. This is not what he hoped for. He wanted to be there up in the front fighting against Kirill Kutzkov and Max Karhan. But right now he needs to fight for P3 against Nathanael Berebi. And also Simon Schanz is there. So right now it is Oscar Wurz on P3, and it should be Simon Schanz behind him on P4. So two Austrian drivers on P3 and P4, and it's Nathanael Berebi behind them on P5. So right now it looks like Oscar Wurz finally managed to overtake all drivers in that group. So right now he has a free way to chase down these two drivers fighting for P1. A huge lockup also by Max Karhan. Max Karhan made a mistake and he needs to go on the tarmac next to the track, and he rejoins, but he rejoins with a huge gap between him and between our racing driver Kirill Kutzkov. So Kutzkov still in the lead right now with a huge margin over Max Karhan. Oscar Wurz on P3. It's Mafia Racing ahead of Jensen Motorsport and Jensen Motorsport. Two Swiss teams fighting at the top of the field. At the moment, no chance for Simon Schanz to go as fast or as quickly as Wurz. Another mistake by one of the drivers. Another lockup. Well, in this series, it's extremely important to look after your tires. As I said yesterday, drivers have only 2 sets of tires for the weekend. So if you destroy one set in the first race, it can be a problem for you for race 2 and race 3. And you saw another huge lockup at the end of the main straight. I believe it was the Polish driver Michalina Sabai on P7 at the moment. So not good for the front tires. But he also saw the same situation, the same mistake made by Oscar Wurz, who is trying to be fast, who is trying to be as fast as possible to chase down Kutzkov and Karhan. But right now the gap looks just too big for Wurz to chase it down, even though last time around Oscar Wurz set the best lap of the race so far, 1:22.6. But Kirill Kutzkov in the lead is almost just as quick as Wurz. So another lockup by Wurz. No, it was Karhan, sorry, it was Karhan. It was Karhan on P2, and another lockup also by Michalina Sabai. She is ahead of František Němec on P7. But every lap you can see how much troubles have drivers in the braking zone ahead of the first chicane. It's a very tricky place here on Salzburgring, and it's so easy to make a mistake there, as we can see. Kutskov in the lead, great drive, commanding performance by young Russian driver who is racing under the license from Kyrgyzstan. Of course, because of the international situation, which is not very easy, unfortunately. But anyway, Kirill Kutskov is doing amazing job this weekend here on Salzburgring. And right now he is fighting for his 5th victory of the season. He won the first race in Hungary on Balaton Park. That was the first weekend of the season. Then he had to wait to Most to grab his 2nd victory. He won the race 2 in Most. And then he won race 3 in Brno. And of course he won yesterday the race 1. So right now he is going after his 5th win of the season. And again, just as yesterday, I need to do a quick calculations because we need to be sure about when the championship title fight will be decided between Wurz and Kutskov. So once again, before this race, it was 268 points for Oskar Wurz, the championship leader. And we've got Oskar Wurz still on P3 at the moment, which means virtually Oskar Wurz is getting another 15 points. If he gets 15 points, he will have 283. So 283 for Wurz. And what about Kutskov? He has 226 now. If he wins the race, he will get 25, and he will has 251. So if it stays like this, and my championships and and my calculations are correct, this should be the championship decider actually, because if it stays like this, and Wurz will have (283 points after this race, he will be the champion. I believe it, yes. Because the difference would be 32 points, of course. So at the moment, Oskar Wurz is going for his championship title. 12 minutes and 30 seconds to go in this second race of the FIA Formula 4 Central European Zone Championship. And if it stays like this, Oskar Wurz will be crowned champion of the 2024 season. So this is good situation for Oskar Wurz, and it was crucial for him to recover from the very bad start. It was crucial for him to overtake all his opponents, because right now the P3 is enough for Oskar Wurz to become the champion, the 2nd ever champion of the Formula 4 Central European Zone Championship. Last year it was Ethan Ischer, the Swiss driver from Jense Motorsport, the 1st ever champion of this series. And this year, Jense Motorsport is very close to grabbing another driver's title. And this time it could be Oskar Wurz. And right now, Oskar Wurz, he is only 11 minutes and 20 seconds away from taking the title. So this could be a huge day for Oskar Wurz, for the son of a former Formula 1 driver or the Le Mans 24 Hours winner, Alexander Wurz. Alexander Wurz himself, he is still very, very busy, and I believe this weekend he has his duties in Singapore during the Formula 1 Grand Prix. Last weekend, of course, he was in Fuji. And let's be careful, there is a one slow car. There is a slow car on the main straight. But it is not Wurz, it is not Karhan, it is not Kutskov. So it will have no influence on the top three. But who was that actually? But it seems to me that the driver is back up to speed, so we will have no yellow flags, no safety car. So the race is still going on. So as I mentioned, Alexander Wurz, of course, he is being in touch with his son, Oscar, via phone or Skype and other communication possibilities, but he has a lot of duties in the world of racing, and still he works for Toyota Factory Racing, for Toyota Gazoo Racing in the WEC. So last weekend he was in Fuji in his role of a special team advisor, and he has a lot to say about the drivers, about the crews. So basically almost every weekend Alexander Wurz is being somewhere in the world doing his job. But of course I believe wherever in the world he is at the moment, and I believe it is Singapore, he is watching this race and he keeps his fingers crossed for his son, Oscar Wurz, who is still on P3. Last time around, Oscar Wurz set the fastest lap of the race again, 1:22.1. Amazing job by Oscar Wurz. And look at him! Oscar Wurz is here, and he is next to Max Karhan, and this is a fight for P2. So, great recovery by Oscar Wurz. He takes the P2, and right now, I believe it is done. It should be done. 8 minutes and 40 seconds to go. If nothing happens, this is amazing situation for Oscar Wurz, and he is so close to taking his championship title. Of course, it wasn't a big fight between him and between Max Karhan. Max Karhan knows very well that Oscar Wurz is his teammate, and it's a teammate who is fighting for the championship title. So I believe there was a discussion prior to this race inside the team, between the team manager and his drivers, to not make anything stupid, because this is the championship deciding weekend, so everybody needs to be smart, and there is no space for taking any risks and or doing some dangerous maneuvers. So it was very, very clean overtaking maneuver done by Oscar Wurz. So right now we've got Oscar Wurz on P2, ahead of the Czech driver Max Karhan. Karel Kutskov, of course, still in the lead of the race, and the gap between Kutskov and Wurz is almost 6 seconds big. So I don't think that Oscar Wurz can chase him down in the last 7 minutes. But anyway, for him, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter for him whether he finishes on P2 or P1, because if it stays like this, Oscar Wurz will be the champion of the second ever season of the Central European Zone Formula 4 Championship, and this will be, of course, an amazing achievement for him. And who knows, maybe he will follow his brother Charlie Wurz into the Formula 3. Charlie Wurz, as I said, he is here on site. He is here on Salzburgring to support his brother. Oh, huge lock-up here, number 61. That's a Polish driver, Michalina Sawaj. She went off the track into the gravel zone, and she brought out some dirt on the track. So we've got some gravel pieces, some dirt in the first chicane, and the drivers need to be careful there. It was another huge lockup by the Polish driver Michalina Sabaj. Of course, in this race, we miss her friend, another Polish female driver, Kornelia Olkucka. Unfortunately, she had a crash in the practice on Friday, and unfortunately, she destroyed her car, so she is unable to race this weekend. The good news, of course, is that Kornelia Olkucka is fine, and she has no injury after her crash on Friday. It was a pretty unfortunate situation because she crashed in her outlap. It was the very first lap of the practice when she crashed on the cold tires. She destroyed her car, so Kornelia Olkucka was forced to miss this racing weekend. She only took a part in a practice, then she crashed and her car was destroyed. We also miss other drivers here actually. Miroslav Mikeš was unable to race here on Salzburgring because of the devastating floods in the Czech Republic, so that's a horrible news, and I hope that Miroslav Mikeš and his family are all right, and of course we wish them to be strong, and we hope to see them back on the track very, very soon. We also missed Theodor Borenstein in this race, and here I have some good news. Of course, you may remember the huge crash between him and between František Halatník during the test session in Most. Both drivers were badly injured, but the good news that Theodor Borenstein feels very well again, and he took a part in a practice session, he took a part in the qualifying, so he is capable of being back in the cockpit, behind the steering wheel. He learns how to be fast again, and I hope to see Theodor Borenstein back on the grid next season in this championship or in another single-seater series. So let's wait and see what the future holds for Theodor Borenstein. I also have some good news about František Halatník, the driver of Janík Motorsport. Of course, he got a huge hit by Theodor Borenstein in Most, and for him it's still too early to sit back into car, but also his recovery is going well, so I also have a good news about a Polish driver, and I also wish to see him back on the track very, very soon. So very good news about both young drivers, Theodor Borenstein and František Halatník, and we hope to see them racing on the track again as soon as possible. But we have 2 minutes and 40 seconds left in this race. Still Oscar Wurz on P2, still Max Callahan behind him, and actually Max Callahan, he is pretty close behind Wurz. So I guess he is thinking about his chances for overtaking, but as I said, he needs to be very, very careful. After this race, only one race will be there for the drivers this season, and first of all, the main target for Jense Motorsport is to secure the driver's title, and Oscar Wurz is very, very close to taking his driver's title for Jense Motorsport. So that's the main aim, that's the main target, and as I said, there is no space for doing anything stupid. Of course, Max Callahan, before this race, he has had a chance to fight for P2 in the championship against Kirill Kutzkov. But the championship title for Oscar Wurz, of course, has the priority here. It was 226 points for Kutskov, 209 points for Karhan. And if it stays like this, I'm gonna do a quick calculation. 226 plus 25, that's 251 point for Kutskov. Karhan has 209 at the moment, but if he takes P3 he will get 15 points, which means he will have a 224. So it will be also decided, because the gap will be bigger between these two guys than 25 points. So the top 3 in the championship should be decided after this race. And the time is up. The time is up, ladies and gentlemen. So this should be the last lap of the race. Yes, it is confirmed by the race directory. The final lap of the race. So one last lap for Oscar Wurz. One last lap he needs to drive before he becomes the champion of the 2024 season. Amazing job by Oscar Wurz. And the funny fact actually is that he has been the leader of the championship since the very first race weekend on Balaton Park. So this was his season, and he only deserves to be the champion after this amazing year. So all the credit for Oscar Wurz, and we will be curious about his future, and I'm so excited to see what the future holds for him. And also I'm so excited for the future of Kirill Kutskov and Max Karhan. But anyway, here we are, the main straight again, the checkered flag is out, and Kirill Kutskov is the winner of the race 2. And here he is, the 2024 FIA Formula 4 Central European Zone champion. Please welcome him, it's Oscar Wurz. Great job by Oscar Wurz, and he is crowned as the second ever champion of the FIA Formula 4 Central European Zone Championship. Second place was enough, and we need to also celebrate Max Karhan on P3. On the other positions, we've got Simon Schranz on P4, Nathanael Berebe on P5, Michalina Sabai on P6, and also František Němec on a P7. So 7 cars have started the race, and 7 cars finished the race, but we've got all the eyes, all the spotlights on this guy, young Austrian hero, the son of Formula 1 driver, the son of Le Mans 24 winners, Oscar Wurz. And I believe his father, Alexander Wurz, must be proud right now at the moment. Great job by Austrian driver, and it must be very special for him to grab his title here on his home soil here in Austria, on Salzburgring, close to Salzburg. So one more time, you can see the final results of the race number 2 of the FIA Formula 4 Central European Zone Championship. Oscar Wurz on P2 is your new champion, and Kirill Kutskov is the winner.